Revengeance isn't a word, it's a portmanteau of revenge and vengeance, which is actually kind of cool. But then again, there are a lot of things Revengeance isn't. An entire list of things, sure to upset the Metal Gear purists. Because of all the things Revengeance isn't, the most important is that it isn't Metal Gear Solid. And it's not too often this kind of thing happens in gaming, when a franchise as established as Metal Gear has the guts to try something different, to take all the assumptions and demands and expectations and slice them to pieces. And if Revengeance does anything well, it's slicing things to pieces.
Wide open. Very good.
Now, after a quarter century of games in which your primary objective was to move slowly and go unnoticed, Metal Gear Rising can seem a bit jarring. This game is about speed, flashiness, and most certainly being noticed. And that's reflected by the change in protagonists. Solid Snake, the stoic and deliberative war veteran, is out. And in his place is, well, the exact opposite of stoic and deliberative.
They sowed their fate when they took this job. I'm just the Reaper.
Damn. It's a bit cold, Raiden.
Even for you.
So obviously the first major change in Metal Gear Rising is its hero. You assume the role of Raiden, the whiny pretty boy turned cold-hearted cyborg killing machine. This substitution is for more than just narrative purposes. Raiden, as a character, is the embodiment of the design changes that drive Metal Gear Rising. He defines Revengeance, both functionally and symbolically. So what are the design changes? Well, the gameplay, most obviously. Rising is an action game, in the purest sense. Call it what you will, a brawler, a beat-em-up, the terms apply. Raiden is like this industrial strength slicer, or a razor-sharp propeller spinning out of control. And just like Master Splinter, he strikes hard. Doesn't worry so much about the fade away without a trace part. And to its credit, this is a smart action game, as it addresses all the things that often drag these games down. Repetition, most importantly. Enemies come fast, varied, and often massive. And the pacing is just right. One battle leads seamlessly into the next, and the storytelling keeps up, so you get a Metal Gear experience in a much more concise and succinct form. And, you know, without the half-hour cutscenes. Another defining element of Rising is its focus on cutting, specifically this idea of free cutting. Raiden can essentially slow time, and when this happens, you can freely slice in any direction using the right analog stick. You cut anything in any direction, the game reacts. In fact, you can almost dissect your enemies, which Raiden can use to harvest fuel cells. It's a really cool technical feat, and it works well, but to me, it feels more like a gimmick than a vital gameplay element. And constantly slowing time in a game that's otherwise fast eventually starts to feel counterintuitive. And, you know, as enjoyable as the combat is, another minor flaw is that it does try to add some stealth, but it just feels out of place. Although Raiden controls great at high speeds, he's hardly optimized for quietly sneaking up on enemies.
Stealth's my specialty.
Right.
Of course, nitpicking about a game this good feels a bit nitpicky. Honestly, there's a genius to this game that other franchises could really learn from. I've never been a huge Metal Gear fan personally, but with Revengeance, it was love at first slice. It's far from perfect, and stealth lovers may scoff, but the new Metal Gear is a great Metal Gear. And after all, once in a while, every blade needs sharpening.